All right, it's a new idea, a new thought process. We're gonna jump into this thing and see if we can figure these pressures out. All right, in case you guys missed it on the last one, we finally got Bigfoot fired up, and we were trying to adjust the pressures on the final drives on the back of this thing. And I'm gonna sit down for this one because I feel like I need to give you guys a little bit of an explanation of what was going on, because this video got a little out of control here last time. So these final drives come off an old Cat 330B excavator, and I'm not super familiar with the way the hydraulic system is set up on that. But what is believed to have happened, or believed the way it was set up, is the hydraulic drives had the finals pretty much maxed out on the relief, and it had another relief somewhere else in the system. The way we're using it on this tile plow, we do not have another relief in the system to protect it, so we need to confirm the pressures on those reliefs are right to make sure we don't damage anything. That's why we're going through all this trouble to try to get these relief valves set properly so we don't damage anything in the final drives or damage anything in the pumps or create a whole bunch of unnecessary heat. There is no schematic for this thing. This thing was a homemade built tile plow from the word go. And if you guys have seen all the videos we went through over the last couple years and made a lot of our own modifications. So the only schematic or the only idea of what's going on is right up here. Now there is a bunch of information out there on the pumps and on the finals, and common sense can kind of tell you how to match all that up. But as we go through this video, I'm obviously filming the intro of this video after we've completed all this. As we go through this video, it is kind of funny to look back and see all the stuff we missed. The issues is kind of obvious, and but we got it figured out. But I'm laughing at myself because yeah, it's just absolute nonsense that goes on here. But we got it figured out, and well, I guess we just need to let you guys see how it all transpired, because we created so much extra work for ourselves. But the important part is, if you guys watched to the end, we did get it figured out, but then we found out another problem. So enough of me rambling, let's get into the video. So we're waiting on a call back from Jake on that. So while we're waiting on a call back from him, we got a roller over here we need to switch out. So we're gonna do that real quick. Of course, it has to be the most difficult one up underneath there. Oh, you're gonna go all manual?
I was, but I don't know where that cheater pipe went.
Well, I got this cheater pipe.
Helps if I'm going the right way, huh? Oh yeah, I didn't.
This cheater pipe.
I like that cheater pipe better.
Cheater pipe works really good.
Yep. So, no edge needed. I cannot believe that slid right out. I never would have thought. I mean, it like slid out in my lap. About messed your paint job up, maybe a little bit.
Well, that's better than the alternative. I wonder if we should clean that groove out so we clean the next one out tight though.
Yeah, I might do that. So, the old one is out, new one's ready to go in. Gonna clean that groove out pretty good. That way we know it clamps on good.
All right, got that cleaned out. Well, we should clean the paint off that too, or you think it matters?
I don't know, we can clean it off.
You're gonna go in as easy as it come out?
The new one feels a lot heavier. Oh.
That don't happen every day, bud.
No, it don't.
Looks about right. Hey, there's a.
Yeah, you said it had to be the worst one. Where's my hard hat?
You know, if you would have had a hard hat on there, it would have caught right behind it. It would have flipped down, and the hard hat, it would have hit you in the shin.
Yeah, there we go. There's another entry.
All right, we'll put some anti-seize on that bolt before we put her back in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you like that anti-seize, don't you? Alright, it's cooking now.
Cooking what, steak?
Yeah, buddy.
Perfect.
Alright.
All right. All right, one other thing we wanted to do, we probably should have did this before we painted, but we kind of ran out of time. We got a little touch-up paint to do anyways.
Yeah.
This is the only step on all these track frames that is bent a little bit. We're gonna try to get it bent back because this step will actually get used some stepping up on the track. We might even put a handle right there, to be honest with you, because we need to lower and raise our GPS antenna from this side. So, yeah, I'll wait on him to call back. We're gonna see if we can get that back.
Odds he's come loose.
You gonna get as lucky as what you did on your roller?
I hope.
No way.
I can't believe that. That's that one's that one may have to be cut.
So you think it's in that bend?
I think it's in that bend.
That one go.
Yeah.
It's always gotta be one out of the bunch.
Yep. It does. Now it's loose.
Well, I'll be darned.
Oh, yeah, I'll get that out like this.
Well, don't strip the bolt.
Now, you think you ought to put those bolts back in to keep that hole the right size when we heat those?
What if they just get melted on?
Okay, which one of these is bent? I think that one's pretty straight-ish. No.
Straight-ish? Is that is
yeah.
that technical? Well, this went back pretty decent. Now the question is there a chance in HE double hockey sticks that we can get a bolt back in these holes?
Oh, yeah.
Tap's going in.
Yep.
Hey, some subscriber gave us these sockets.
Yeah.
They may have been Red Dog, actually.
Yeah.
Coming in handy today.
Yeah, they are.
That's hot still, in case you
Yep.
were wondering. Look at that.
Oh,
The hole's
you're at.
been round again. That's impressive. Now, where'd little man go? This is the perfect job for him touching that paint.
Yeah, it is.
You know what else I can't hardly believe? This is I think this is a late 80s Caterpillar. But it's actually metric.
Huh. That's hot. Yeah, but that is hot.
All right, let me clean out the rest of these holes. We'll see if this step bolt's back up.
All right.
So this is my conclusion for the day.
Okay.
Whenever you two are in the shop together, work production goes way down and deer hunting conversation goes way up.
That's the way it should be. It's deer season.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why you gotta have the phones to show a picture of the deer.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, yo.
These are my Sunday clothes now. Be nice. Watch your mouth, boy.
Can't be out here with antices without somebody wearing it.
Yep.
He did it!
I didn't do it.
Oh no.
I was innocent.
I don't know who it is. I think it's Kurt, but I'm pretty sure somebody sent him antices.
Oh, I will find out Kurt's address if he comes back out here with antices.
Oh boy. All right.
Okay, over my way.
This is not heavy trying to hold it one-handed with a camera.
No,
All right.
I'm trying to find one of them's got that little bend to it. It's that one. I'm gonna go ahead and put it because this is where it goes.
All right, we have a course of action on our hydraulic pressure debacle.
Yeah.
We don't have a fix, but we have a test.
We have a test, okay?
Yep. So let's tighten that down, and then I'll explain what our test is. You still got the... Hey, that does look a lot better, don't it?
Oh, yeah.
Mucho better. All right, you just want to go to lunch without him before he shows back up with his antices?
Yeah, good idea.
All right, so here's where we're at. This here is technically considered the drive motor. Motor's behind it. This is the valve body that controls it. Up on the engine's the pump. So on this line right here, we're getting 5,800 pounds of pressure. On this line right here, we're getting 3,800 pounds of pressure. And these adjustments right here, which are called the crossover reliefs, are not making any difference in our pressure readings. So what Jake wants us to do is take this hose and swap it for that hose and see if the pressure follows the hose or if the pressure is consistent with this. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Huh, you better not, kid. Kid? Kid?
How's your ear, Gunner? I didn't do it.
Where'd you get that from? Who sent that to you?
Nobody.
Kid? Kid? Aaron, save me.
I'll get it on here too.
Aaron's the one put it in your ear while you're over here. Hey, don't be wasting that. That's good antices.
Listen to me.
That's good antices. Don't be wasting that.
Don't waste it on me.
Okay, now scatter. You got me cornered. This ain't fair. Did you wait for this? Get out of here. Go. Beat it. Scatter. You're gonna regret this. I'm just telling you. Not. Oh! How'd that work out for you there?
Still got this.
All right, 3,800's on bottom, 5,400's on top. In theory, this should operate backwards now. Forward should be backwards and backwards should be forward. But it should give us a test of whether we got a pump problem or we got a relief problem in the motor.
Yes.
You ready to figure it out?
Yes.
I wonder if we should just spin it and get the air out of it.
I thought we
All right. Now we got the air out. All right, Gunner, hold this.
All right, so here's the preliminary test result, is the pressure did not follow the hose, which tells us it has to have something to do with the reliefs in that motor, right?
Yes.
This will be the final confirmation. So
you had it in reverse, and we were at our
3700, yeah.
Same was.
Which is the same way the pump was building 5400 before.
Yeah.
So we switched back to the other side, which was the 3800 PSI hose, and we're guessing we're going to see 5400-ish, 5300-ish.
53.
All right.
What if you don't?
Here we go. All right, guys, it has been quite the afternoon, quite the education. The sun has went down. Aaron and LA and BA, I guess I should say, are nowhere to be found. But the good news is we are finally making some progress. And believe it or not, we have got that side adjusted. It's fun. It's good. 4,600 PSI forward and reverse. I went 100 pounds over. I don't think it's going to hurt. I think by the time the engine warms up or the hydraulic temperature warms up and the pump's warmed up, hopefully we'll net out around 4,500 PSI. And we can always adjust these later now that we know what we're doing. So let me get you caught up to speed, because I don't even know what the last clip I filmed was, to be honest with you. So, a couple things that we've learned here over the last couple hours of trial and error is this port right here is controlled by this relief valve up here. This port is controlled by this relief valve down here. Now, this is gonna blow your mind. This is what they probably call these crossover relief valves. I know, who would have thought of that? Super original. But they are on it with that one. So let me try to get this light here positioned the best I can. So let me explain why that is. So whenever oil is coming in this line, which is also reading at this port, what this valve does is whenever it hits a certain pressure, this line has 0 pressure in it. So it basically comes into here, relieves out of this one, and relieves into this port and goes back to that hose. And then opposite coming this way. Whenever this hose has pressure on it, this hose has no pressure. It crosses over and goes back out the other way. There is some little like poppet valves in here, and whenever you go from one direction to the other, it basically equalizes the pressure, so you can't get yourself jammed up and apply the brake, blah, 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 blah. Now, so that was the first thing we learned, is this relief valve controls this port. This port is controlled by this relief valve. Now, this next part I figured out, but I'm not going to even lie to you, I don't completely understand. These relief valves got some sort of safety built into them. Usually you can just crank these out, and as you crank them down, you can literally just watch the pressure come up. And the farther you crank them down, the more pressure. The farther you back them off, the less pressure. So usually you back them way out, which is what we did. You get your readings and you start coming back up. These things are made to where if you back it all the way out, you get attacked by a gauge. If you back them all the way out, they will not go lower than 3,800 PSI. It's like if you blow a relief valve out, they still want you to have the option to get up out of the mud hole, but they want you to know you have a problem. That's the best way I know to explain it. So it don't matter if you take this thing all the way out. Once it gets below 3,700 PSI, it don't matter how much you adjust this, it ain't doing nothing. Now the flip side of that is, it don't matter how far you crank it down, there must be another safety in there somewhere, because you cannot go over about 5,700 PSI. There's a very, very, very small window to adjust between 3,600 PSI and I'm just going to say 5,600 PSI. So there's 2,000 PSI window in there. These were set at about 5,400. We need to set them at about 4,600. What we're trying to do is protect our finals and not tear anything up. Now, the difference between 3,600 PSI and 4,600 PSI is about a quarter of a turn. So you just gotta have some patience and kind of figure out where that is at in the whole big realm of things. So after studying this side, confirming our theory of operation on the other side, we got that side adjusted. I've moved my gauges back over, so now we're back on this side over here. So we're gonna fire this thing up and try one last time to see if we can get this side adjusted. Now we know what we're doing. Isn't that super convenient? And we're by ourselves, so it's gonna be a lot of trips up and down, and I got my gauges up here so I can see them. So let's fire this thing up and get our chalk in here and see what happens. All right, here we go. All right, we need to back that one off a little bit. So we made that small adjustment. Now we're getting somewhere. We're right at 4,000. We're gonna bump that up just a little bit. Hopefully that's not too much. All right, that side adjusted out just fine as well. I went ahead and got the gauges off there, got that all cleaned up. Whew. That's a relief. That's a bad joke, I'm sorry. All right, that's another hurdle jumped, another issue resolved. So we're down to one thing to check on these finals before we can give it our honest best effort to go ahead and put these tracks on. I'm glad we did all this stuff before we put the tracks on. It just makes it so much easier to get around and get in there and do stuff. So the last thing we need to do is make sure our high-low works, and I think we're gonna have to bleed the air out of the system. Not 100% sure how it works, but that's gonna be my best guess. A lot of guessing going on in this video if you guys haven't noticed, but it's getting late this evening and I don't have the plug to plug into that right there. It's supposed to come in by the good old-fashioned UPS in the morning. So we're gonna push this off one more day. I'm gonna get some temporary power rigged up to that thing, and in theory, what we should do is, if we go full forward to full reverse hit that little switch and energize that solenoid, it should activate the swash plate back here, and we should pick up about 1.5 miles, almost 2 miles an hour travel speed, not rotation speed on these. Exact same thing on an excavator when you hit the rabbit button. That's what that should be. So hopefully in the morning our wiring harness comes in, we'll give that a go. And I think we're gonna be ready to put some tracks on this bad boy. That's exciting. Okay, so the last function we need to check before we put the tracks on is our high-low. And this here is our high-low setup. This is our little valve we installed the other day. And basically the way this works is we're pulling what they call charge pressure, which should be around 400 PSI off this pump here. It's going to this guy. Whenever we activate that solenoid, it should send 400 pounds of pressure down this hose and this hose, which is sending it back here to these drive motors. And whenever it gets back here, which hose is it? It's the bottom one down here. It should energize that hose. And what that does is change the position of the swash plate in there, which is the mechanical version of changing gear ratio. It should bump our speed up a little bit and help us travel. So any of you guys that have operated excavators, whenever you hit the rabbit button, that's what we're hoping we're doing right here. And a dozer, the way the pumps are set up, it's a little bit different, but we got excavator stuff here, and this is gonna work just fine for what we're doing. This is honestly the way most of these plows are set up. So for temporary purposes, I got us a wire. It's that orange wire ran up there, and we're gonna fire this thing up, give it 12 volts, and see if we pick up any speed. Talking to Jake, he acts like we don't need to worry about bleeding any air out of it. We may just have to give it a second to purge out, but it should purge its own air out. We should gain some speed. And if that works, let's try to put some tracks on. So, all right, let's see what happens. All right, don't judge. Do not judge, folks. But super fancy setup here. Here's our wire coming in from that solenoid. I got a ground going right there. And then we're pulling power off this right here. I don't know if you can hear over that fan, but if I click that on there, I can hear that solenoid clicking. So, solenoid's working. We're gonna fire this thing out, make sure I don't have nothing sitting down there. So we're gonna cram these all the way forward. Now, we click this on there. We should gain speed. Well, is it working? That's a great question. I think it is, but I honestly do not know. I do know, I did confirm, I did a little bit of testing. It's hard to tell whenever you click that solenoid if it actually jumps up in speed. It looks like it does, but it's kind of a little bit of a slower ramp up. If the tracks were on and it had some resistance to it, I think you'd be able to see the speed of the track, and I think the resistance of the track would actually help it a little bit. Not 100% for sure on that, so don't quote me on it, but I did confirm that we do have our hoses hooked up the right way. The top one is the K-strain. The bottom one is the shift solenoid. I did confirm that we have oil there and everything's purged out. The only thing I didn't confirm is if we actually had our 400 PSI of oil. I don't have the right adapter to put on that hose to check whenever we flip this solenoid if it's a true 400 PSI back there. I think it requires 200 to 300 pounds, which is probably more realistic of what we got. But I'm gonna get an adapter for that, and once we get the tracks on, we'll revisit it. But for the most part, everything's hooked up right and all the pressures are set. We just got to confirm the pressures of the shift circuit, if that makes sense. But guys, with that being said, I think it is time to put the massive new shoes, the new cleats, the tracks that Clint from CNC Equipment built for us on this thing. We got, yeah, all the hoses ran. We got the new idler put on this side. We got our step fixed on the other side. We got all of our pressures confirmed. No leaks. It is time to put the tracks on this thing, set it down on the ground, and see if she actually moves. It's one thing just to spin those things freely around in the air. It's a whole other thing to drag a big old plow through the ground, putting pipe in as fast as we absolutely can. So, yeah, I'm getting excited, guys. I'm getting excited. This is, I know you guys don't sit in the seat and operate and run this machine, but this is a massive, massive, massive upgrade for this thing. And so far, all signs are going to point to it's going to work. I do want to address one question I get a lot, and it's a legitimate question. You guys comment all the time. Is it really worth dumping all this money into this old machine versus going out and buying a new one? And the simple answer is yes, for a couple different reasons. One, I bought the original machine cheap enough that I could afford to throw money at it. Two, a new machine comparable to this used $200,000 to $300,000. I'm still into this one with less than $100,000, and most importantly, I enjoy this stuff. I love working on it, and I hope you guys enjoy watching. So, yeah, that's going to be a wrap on this one. They're talking about a little bit more weather this coming week, so the next video might just be putting the tracks on. Stay tuned. Catch you on that one. If your travels take you through southern Indiana or just looking for a unique destination, everybody is always welcome here at the world famous Derby Market and the home headquarters of the Dirt Perfect operation. No guarantees you'll catch Aaron or myself, but feel free to take all the pictures you like. Just for obvious reasons, please don't climb on or in any of the equipment. And most importantly, please tag us on all the social platforms, including the Derby Market. Before you head out, take a quick trip inside, look around, and locate the Dirt Perfect Visitors Map. Be sure you pin the location you traveled from and enter the Dirt Perfect Visitors drawing for a chance to win some Dirt Perfect merch. As always, guys, thank you for watching and supporting this channel. It means the world, and we shall catch you on the next one.